People, as you know, we've been covering claims from the Free Speech Union that not only have police been undergoing hate speech recognition training, but also that there is a hate hub where people who say things that offend other people, particularly politically incorrect things, go on some sort of register from the police. Well, it does appear from the evidence that has been presented by the Free Speech Union that there is some sort of hate speech training, even though we don't have hate speech laws. But is there a hate hub? And what the hell's going on here? I thought the best thing we could do is ask the Police Minister, and he's agreed to join us. Mark Mitchell's with us now. Minister, thank you for your time this morning.
Oh, no, you're welcome, Sean. And thanks for bringing me straight on. I'm literally on my way into the town for our next public safety meeting.
Okay, let's get to it. Are you training police officers to enforce or recognise hate speech crimes when we don't have any hate speech crimes in New Zealand on our statute books?
No, I think what the police have been doing is there's several pieces of legislation that and obviously there was a directive that came out around from the previous government, and they're trying to work out the best way to be able to deliver training to recruits and police officers around how to navigate through that legislation.
Yeah, but training for what? How can you be trained to enforce a law that doesn't exist, Minister?
Well, I think that there is a whole lot of existing law in the statute books that sort of cuts across all this sort of stuff. But the reality is this, is that obviously the Free Speech Union reached out to the Commissioner. He agreed to meet with them. He did that on Wednesday. It is very operational. My expectation is that the police have to be absolutely neutral. They have to be. They have to apply the letter of the law and do that in a responsible way. And I made my expectations very clear around that. The Commissioners met with the leader of the Free Speech Union, and I think that they've got that ironed out and sorted out.
All right. Would it be fair to say, Minister, that some of the training materials that have been released publicly chose examples of hate speech which could have been seen to be very woke and weren't perhaps the smartest move in terms of if you wanted to have a hypothetical example? For example, trans rights probably wasn't the best example you could have picked for the training cartoons or the training graphics, whatever.
Well, having spoke to the police commissioner, and obviously he initiated a review immediately, it was sort of raised, and he would agree that maybe they could change some of the examples that have been used, but that is very operational.
Okay, I know it's operational, but he can talk to you about operational. Has he decided of his own volition that they're going to have a look at some of the training materials and maybe change them a little bit? Not because you told them to. Okay, so we know that.
No, absolutely. Look, as soon as the issue was raised with him, he began a review on it straight away.
All right. Also, is there a hate hub? Is there a database of people who might have said offensive things but not committed any crime?
I've got no idea what they mean by hate hubs or any of this sort of stuff. It's the first I've heard of it. So the short answer is no. I certainly haven't been briefed on.
Okay, have you asked the police commissioner whether or not they've got a list of naughty people who say things that upset people?
No, I haven't. No, that is operational. Again, I trust our police. We've got the best police service in the world. They must maintain neutrality and they must put a lot of focus, and they operate in a far more complex world now. There's no doubt about that. But they must exercise neutrality to maintain the public confidence.
All right.
And they're doing that, and this has been raised with them. The Commissioner immediately looked at it to do a review, and I trust them to do that.
Okay, because, Minister, I guess the fear amongst some in New Zealand is they look, particularly on social media, at the reports coming out of Britain of what's called the two-tier policing system and people having their homes raided because of things they said on Facebook.
Well, this government would not tolerate that. We'd never go down that road. We guard. We're very proud of our democracy, and a big part of our democracy is the freedom or the ability to exercise your rights around freedom of speech. And our police force has always served without fear or favour, and they'll continue to serve without fear or favour.
All right.